morning, everyone. I'm Patrick Fazio alongside Lindsay Shively. We're just keeping you updated on the local response to the shooting at a congressional baseball practice there in the Washington, D.C. area. And joining us on the phone right now is Congressman Emanuel Cleaver of Kansas City. Good morning, Congressman.
Congressman. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Congressman, I think we might be having a little bit of audio difficulty, but we just wanted to ask you your response and how you first found out about this morning.
Well, my chief of staff called me early this morning and said there are reports coming in that members were shot at the baseball practice. I was alarmed because this is an annual event where the Republicans and Democrats face off at the Nationals baseball park, and we raise money for the Boys Club. It's in a town that's terribly polarized. This is one of the events where people come together and raise money, and we have thousands of people who turn out for the game. And it's one of those situations where members are vulnerable. There are a lot of situations where members are vulnerable, but this is clearly one because the practices are so early in the morning that there are not going to be a lot of police around. Now, the fact that we had police officers shot, that was due to the fact that Mr. Scalise, who is the Republican whip, does have a security detail. He was the only member there with a detail, so he's apparently recovering fine from a hip shot.
Congressman, we've been wondering as well, a lot of lawmakers have said that security detail that you mentioned may have made an enormous difference in how this could have turned out. Do you know if Majority Whip Scalise was a regular at these practices?
Yes, he's played every year since he's been in Congress. He was practicing like everyone else. He's the only member of leadership who practices, and only members of leadership are given security details. So they would go with him to practice. They would be any place where he goes. They take him any place he goes, including back and forth to Louisiana, where he's from, on the weekends when he returns home.
So, Congressman Cleaver, is this a baseball game that you've played in the past?
No, I can still hit, but I can't run. Too many knee surgeries. But I attend every year because it's a fun event, and for those of us who would like to see a lot higher level of collegiality between the two parties, this is an opportunity where we actually play, have fun. People are coming out. As I mentioned, we have several thousand people who attend these games, and it's one of the evenings that we all look forward to, especially Democrats, because we won, I think, 6 out of the last 7 games. But Mr. Scalise, Congressman Scalise, apparently was shot in the hip, but I was called this morning as word is generally given out over the phone by Capitol Police when things like this happens, to make sure that other members are aware that whenever there's been a shooting, we've not had even the leadership didn't have security until the police officers were shot and killed over in the Capitol about 10 or 12 years ago.
And this bipartisan baseball game you're talking about has been going on for more than a century. And like you said, security for leadership is a recent addition, relatively. Does something like this morning scare you?
Well, no. I mean, I've had incidents in Kansas City. I mean, as you probably know, there was an attempted bombing of my office, and the gentleman was sentenced recently to 10 years in federal prison. But we are out and about all over the country, and the shooting of Gabby Giffords is an example of our vulnerability. And now you can't get inside the Capitol without going through a checkpoint. So once we get into the Capitol, it's safe. But you know, walking around in Washington, or driving or riding in cabs, you're doing it on your own. And so I don't think about it a lot. There are members who are extremely concerned about it for various reasons. For example, Congressman Al Green from Texas has been getting more death threats than probably anybody except President Trump, because he called for President Trump's impeachment. So I know that the Capitol Police are doing some security things for him. When these things happen, the Capitol Hill Police will go to your district. For example, when the attempted bombing of my office occurred, Capitol Police came to Kansas City. They worked with the FBI, and they try to figure out ways to make the member more secure. Those things are not talked about publicly, but so you know, while I'm concerned, I know that my security level is higher now than it was before the bombing.
Well, Congressman Cleaver, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, it's good to talk to you. I wish we could talk about another subject other than members getting shot.
Definitely. We appreciate your time, though. Thank you, Congressman Cleaver.